What's going on, everybody? This is Florida Prison Talk, and I'm your host, Easy Wins. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button if you like what I'm saying. Like I say on all my videos, I'm going to be speaking on interviewing people that have been through Florida Jit camps, all of the Florida Jit camps. I'm going to be speaking on youthful offenders, which are the YOs. Most of my content is going to be about youthful offenders because everybody I grew up with in my neighborhood down here in Palm Beach, Florida, has been through the JIT camps. A lot of people. So many, so many, so many. I have interview lined up for tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, it'll happen a couple days after that. It's hard to just try to get people, lined up, but I have it working out good. Guy that grew up in my neighborhood, he's been through Brevard for 2 years, and he went to prison 2 more times after that. When he was back in Brevard back in the day, my brother was in Indian River Correctional Facility in Vero Beach. I remember going to visit him in '97 at Indian River. I know a lot of people that have been through Lancaster, my little cousin. I know a bunch of other people that's not cousins that have been through Lancaster. As a matter of fact, I was speaking to two guys like 6 months ago at a photo booth event I was doing, and one of them used to be my barber, and he's been through Lancaster twice. And the other kid was just coming home from Lancaster. It was just crazy how many people have been through these Florida Jit camps that I have grown up with. And also a lot of people obviously that have been through the adult camps. But this gentleman I'm speaking on today is a guy that's been through, I'm pretty sure he's been through the Florida Jit camps. His name was Dominic Culpepper. He was out of Sarasota. Dominic Culpepper was convicted of capital murder, and he was sentenced, this is in 2001, he was sentenced to life in prison at age 14 years old. Florida is the harshest state when it comes to sentencing juveniles. They will throw the whole book at you, especially black juveniles. I guess in this case, this guy looks like he's mixed race or Arabian, something like that. But Dominic Culpepper was accused. He was 14 years old when he murdered another teenager. It was over stolen marijuana. And when you're 14, around that time, generally speaking, that's when most kids start experimenting with weed. 14, 13, or maybe even 12. And so weed is still interesting to you. It's still fun to you. So you'll do anything to keep it in and protect it. Like you love it so much at that age. It's still fun. You still have that hype about it. So let me read what I have right here. Dominic Culpepper was 14 years old when he murdered another teenager. According to court documents, Dominic Culpepper and two other youths believed that the victim had stolen a pound of marijuana from them. The group met the victim under the pretense of buying marijuana. However, the meet quickly turned violent, and Culpepper will fatally beat the teenage victim with a baseball bat. He hit him 50 times with a baseball bat. That's violence. That is violence. So going into prison, he's already a violent person, as we can see on this. He doesn't have to become violent when he gets there. He's probably going to get there and just, I don't know. When he went to court, Dominic was convicted of capital murder and sentenced to life in prison. However, due to his progression in jail, he was able to appeal his sentence, and it was reduced to, guess what? Even after he was able to appeal his sentence, this is the state of Florida, even after he was able to appeal his sentence, still gave him 40 years. That's what he got to pay. It went from life to 40 years, so at least he has a release date, which is 2039. And I'm looking at some of these pictures right here. I'm going to try to upload them on there. I'm looking at some of these pictures right here, and it's crazy because you see the pictures when he was in court before he went to prison and stuff, or when he was in the county, whatever. You can still see the youth in him, You can still see the youth in him and everything. Looks very young and stuff. And then you see the pictures when he has been there, in prison, and you can see, like, it's dark. It's more dark. It's like the youth is gone, Probably had to grow up quick in that system because, like I said, I know he went to those JIT camps. He probably had to grow up very quick in that prison system. I'm willing to bet that. But yep, he's right now he's currently at Liberty CI on close supervision. And people that had that much time left, and that that's their classification usually is close. Unless you've already done a lot of time and you still have a lot of time left, but you have proven over time yourself to be a model inmate, you could probably get down to medium or something like that. Even men, there's people at the work release with 10, 15 years left on their sentence at the work release. 14-year-old boy was convicted. And it was a co-defendant in this, it was also a co-defendant in here. See, he planned to lure this guy to his home so he could beat him in retaliation for stealing a half pound of marijuana. This wasn't no half pound, no eighth, no quarter. This was a half pound. 2 other teenagers pled guilty to second-degree murder earlier in the case. He looked just like a kid in this. The other guy's his last name was Tritschler. Tritschler. Looked like a little white boy with red hair and freckles. He got convicted of second-degree murder. Then another kid, Vincent Norcia, he testified against both of them, and he got a reduced sentence, but he got charged as a juvenile. But the other guy, Dominic Culpepper and Frank Tritschler went to adult prisons, jit camps, you know. So they ended up doing the time. So I'm not sure if he's still living, or I'm not living. I know he's living. If he's still locked up, this is 2001. He probably came home by now. The other guy, his name is Frank Tritschler. I'm pretty sure he came home by now. Let me put him in here real quick. And it's crazy. It's like these judges don't have no heart and it's no consideration. Like, I just don't feel like they sentencing the white kids to this much time. And let me tell you why I say that. I'm not race baiting. I'm not saying this and that. You know, this is why I say that. Like, when you go to these prisons, the biggest thing you hear is, yeah, so many black people there, man. The whites are oppressed. I'm gonna tell you one of the reasons why there's so many blacks there, because the blacks are the ones getting sentenced the most time. They're the ones getting sentenced. A lot of these white kids get probation. Sometimes it gets thrown out. And I hate to compare things, but that case in California with that kid, Cameron Terrell, I think that's his name, something like that, that Crip, when he went to drive-by shooting, he was found not guilty, and all the rest of the blacks was found guilty. Let me tell you, I say that to say this. A lot of these white kids, you know, they have their parents, they're privileged. Their parents are still married. So when these white kids go to court, they have both their parents in their courtroom. Their mother, their father, their little sister might be there. Nice little family. Their dad might be an attorney. Their mother might be a cancer researcher, stuff like that, you know. That makes a difference in that judge sentencing. I'm telling you right now. By them having their parents there, that makes a big difference in the sentencing that judge is going to hand down. He sees this man, okay, you know what? Let me give him probation. He'll go back to his home to his parents. You got this black kid over there from the projects. None of his parents showed up. One of them on crack, one of them deadbeat. He's over here alone. That judge is going to sentence him to prison. That judge mindset is, well, maybe he's better in prison. You know, or his parents aren't here, we're going to sentence him to prison. But this white kid over there has both his parents there, and it's looking like a nice little family. He's from a middle upper class community, you know. The judge has everything in front of him, the address and everything. Probably has a doggone picture of their house. It really looks good. Let me send this guy home. This guy has nobody here. Let me go ahead and sentence him to jail. That's why it's so important for these parents to be involved with these kids' lives when stuff like that happens. It makes a big difference because a lot of these kids don't even deserve to go to prison. They need rehab. They need some kind of help. Because when they go to prison at these young ages, they're not going to get rehabilitated. And by the way, these jit camps seem, there's no rehabilitation in these jit camps. It's none. There's no rehabilitation in these jit camps. And that's the first place these youthful offenders go to. I know some of them probably rather go to these adult camps. Because when they're in the county jail, all they're hearing about is jit camp this, jit camp, oh yeah, jit, well, you going to jit camp, you going to jit camp. These jits probably hoping, I hope I get charged as an adult, direct file, let me do something. I hope I get charged as an adult, you know? So these jit camps, that'll be enough to keep me out of prison. If I'm a little young kid watching this, and I haven't been in no trouble yet, man, I'm thinking, I do dumb stuff from time to time, I just haven't got caught yet, I wouldn't want to go to prison, man, and get stabbed up and stuff, you know? Prison system ran all through my family. I have a brother right now doing life in prison up in New York State, in a New York State correctional facility. And he's been through so many stabbings. And he's not even a gang, he's a neutron. He's been in so many stabbings. He spent so much time in Southport Correctional Facility up in New York by Canada, you know? And like I said, I have a lot of friends and family that have done a lot of time in the Florida Department of Corrections. I have a cousin that done like 17 years for murder. Came home now, has his own business, is doing very well. Have another cousin that did 3 years, cousin that did 10 years. People that did life and got it busted down to 40 years on that the juvenile act, which is my cousin who I'm talking about. His friend came home based off of that. I know a lot of people that have been in and out of that system. I got so many interviews lined up, and you guys are gonna like it. But like I said, so look this up, man. Go on Google, look up the kid Dominic Culpepper and Frank Tritschler. Tritschler. They was retaliation for stealing marijuana, and both these kids were sentenced. I think one was sentenced to 15, one was life, and got busted down to 40 years. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, and if y'all like this video, I'm gonna got a lot of content coming to you guys, man. A lot of content, a lot of big things. I'm gonna be interviewing my brother, probably via the Zoom app. You know, I think he moved to Georgia now. Via the Zoom app, about his time in the Jit camps in Indian River, and he was in there. He was a convict. He was in there. He was fighting. He was doing all of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask him a bunch of different questions, man. I got it lined up. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, and put it on all so you can see every time I upload a new video, you'll get a notification. Appreciate all my subscribers, all 21. This page is building. I got a lot of good content coming ahead for y'all. This is Easy with Florida Prison Talk.